I am officially back. If you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, I'm back from Michigan, actually. Why did I go to Michigan? I hosted a 1v1 LAN with Jamesbot. $10,001.50. Why is there a $1.50 on top? Well, the biggest 1v1 LAN was $10,000. So we added a McChicken on top just to beat the biggest 1v1 LAN ever to be hosted in Rocket League. So I just want to talk a little bit about the event as a whole. I have a few things written down here. About like how we planned it, you know, who gave us money, how expensive it was, all this stuff. I just thought it would be cool. I just thought it'd be cool to talk about. So, I mean, first and foremost, I want to talk about all the advertisement I did for it, which I don't feel like I did a great job. Even though I made 1v1 videos, I feel like I didn't mention Turf Wars enough. I did do much better than a lot of other stuff. I saw a tweet a while back, and it was something along the lines of hype up your own cool things as much as you hype up like hashtag ads from like companies. You know, I've done like streams for like Intel, Calvin Klein, like I hyped those things up and all that stuff, but I always feel weird about hyping my own stuff up. So I took that to heart. I took that advice to heart, and I made a bunch of 1v1 videos. And I think I missed a few days here or there. Like I think I missed like that one or something, but I made a bunch of 1v1 style content and just mentioned Turf Wars. I just say, hey, my LAN's coming up. My LAN event, it's coming up 17th and 18th. See, I got the dates remembered still. So be sure to check it out. And I mean, I think it worked. Honestly, viewership was amazing. We broke 11,000 viewers during the broadcast, which was absolutely insane. I really was hoping to hit 10,000, but it was like a pipe dream sort of thing. I was expecting like 5,000. I was hoping like, yeah, 5,000 will probably happen, and that would be great. But the event itself, I mean, it did so much better than I actually expected. This is the Wikipedia page of our event. You can see $10,001.50, location Michigan. We didn't have a crowd or anything, so we didn't even mention really where it was all that much. We are also uploading the finals of this on the channel, which will probably go after this video because, or sorry, before this video, just because then I would just spoil the whole thing with this instead of you watching the grand finals. And like I said, the event was absolutely amazing, really with the viewership and turnout. Just because, you know, average viewers, like I said, I was hoping to get 5K. We averaged 6.2K on the first day. And we really only used Saturday as like, basically fix all of our mistakes for Sunday and basically use Saturday as like a little advertisement for Sunday because all we really wanted was Sunday to be perfect. It wasn't. We had a little bit of scuff mistakes, but they were hilarious regardless.
And these players going head to head. This is it. The grand finals for the cash. Let's get into it. Lion Blaze versus AJ.
Hey AJ, it's nice to see you on the pitch again. Make sure to bring out all the mechs against me, but I will bring you down out of the sky.
Lion Blaze, we haven't played in a while, and I'm excited to verse you again.
Well, that was close. Close. Zapatos.
Sometimes those things happen. We were actually talking about that.
Yeah.
Hoping that it didn't, but that's fine. That happens. It's okay. It's funny. And then going into Sunday, you could see, boom, we also had to restart the stream at one point. So our average viewership went down a lot. We were at 11K when we had to restart. It was so tragic. But the stream was just a little stuttery, so we had to do that. It went from 11K to like 5K viewers. But we climbed back up pretty quick. We never hit 11K again, but we went back to 10.5K for the finals, which was mind-blowing. It was amazing. And we had an 8.5-hour stream because we did a little post show as well while a bunch of stuff was getting cleaned up. So a lot of people were actually asking about like why we planned it with like US only. We only did people from the US, and the easiest answer to that is because we don't know really how visas work. And we also did all of this in 3 weeks. We planned it in 3 weeks. And we actually couldn't have done it without the help of Fear. Fear's a 1v1 caster, and he was basically, I mean, he's a 1v1 caster, and he streams his 1v1 matches. He's a show match kind of guy. A lot of you guys know Fear. And he was also at the event, and he did amazing for his, he says, working his first LAN event. So, I mean, we were really appreciative to have Fear. He recommended so many 1v1s players and, you know, what good matchups would be and all this stuff, and helped us with our seeding. And he just helped us so much of getting all these players invited and down to actually play. But the reason we did US only is because, one, we had a space that was local to us, and US only just made it easier. It also made it cheaper to be able to get flights. Because we were working with a pretty tight budget on this one. And I will say, LAN events are a lot more expensive than online events. That's something people really don't consider, and it's something that was mind-blowing to me when I actually had to look at everything, you know, for the first time. So, you know, saying how expensive it was, all that stuff, we only made this event possible, or we didn't even, well, I mean, we made the event possible, we did it, all that stuff, but the event was only possible because of the help from Charlie and Civic and our sponsor Control. Shout out them. But yeah, Charlie and Civic gave us like such a big bulk of the money to even make it possible. And we're so thankful to them. And that's like, we had problems getting funding initially because we would hear from a sponsor, we'd be like, hey, we want to host this event. It'd be great. Give us a lot of money, and then we'll do it. And they'll be like, oh, that's cool. We're really interested. I'll take it back to my team, and then we'll see what my team thinks. And then we wait, and then we wait, and we wait, and then we get aired. Or we wait, and we wait, and then they say, we're not interested. And then by that time, there was only 3 weeks left. And then I was like, in Civic, please. In Civic, Papa Charlie, please help us. Please. And then they were like, yeah, sure. I was like, oh my God, these guys are amazing. And so, I mean, they literally just made the event possible. Like I said, we only had 3 weeks left, and then we were like, okay, let's do this qualifier. Let's do, this, obviously we're going to do it in the same space. We've had this space for a while. We've also been planning this for about just like 6 months. I remember I talked to Jamesbot about it in London. This was the before of the space. And we had, once we realized we were doing it, we had 3 weeks to get the space ready as well. And this was mainly Jamesbot and Doyle, because like I said, it was local to them. You guys probably don't know Doyle, but Doyle helped with a lot of the production behind the scenes, basically building the set and being a part of everything the whole way through. All the pictures, it's a little dirty, needs to be cleaned up a little bit, it has a little bit of little issues. This is a lot of the production gear and all that. And they're getting ready, they're prepping the space. And this is after it's actually done. And I was mentioning the fluorescent lights here, these things right here, they are gone, but they look a little funky. They actually took cardboard and just painted it and then put it as a ceiling tile in replacement of the lights. Genius, by the way. I would have never thought to do that. And then here is like the final. Boom. You got the set as well. You got everything there. Small set, it's a 1v1 lane. You don't need anything that crazy. So players, they just played here. The casters were on these 4 chairs. There's a bathroom in this corner. This is basically the majority of the set. Like, this whole room was shown a lot of the times. You guys probably recognize a lot of this if you watch the event. Here is the chill room. You can see Doyle here. This is Jamesbot. These pictures were taken from James's phone. I think that's Siz's stream. They got Siz's stream up. They're just chilling, watching a bunch of stuff. I just feel like it was absolutely ridiculous that we got this thing done in the first place, and I want to share it. That's really the main point of this video. And a lot of the costs actually come from just being, in person, right? It's flights, it's hotels, it's transportation. You have to house these people, you have to feed these people. Whereas online tournament, you're on your own. You can just cook up a hot pocket. It doesn't really matter all too much. You're responsible for a lot more if you fly people out. And speaking of flying people out, shout out to Complexity for flying out Rizzo. That saved us a bit of money. Flights, hotels, transportation, food. That was probably about 30%. Prizing and art that we paid for. Art like graphics on the stream or maybe promo videos. That was probably about 30% as well. And then like paying people's fees, which actually, speaking about people's fees, that ended up being about 30%, but it was going to be a lot less. A lot of the people who worked on this broadcast and this show were actually volunteers, which is mind blowing. I do not like the fact of people working like on my stuff and not getting paid, but it was the only way we could have made this possible. And the event did so well that we were actually able to pay our volunteers as well. It's just like all of our personnel, our production, all that stuff. And it was so great to be able to put on this whole show, being with these people for a weekend, and knowing that like it wasn't directly for me, and I understand that, but it was on my channel, and knowing that all these people were working to put something that was on my channel, it was so like, in a way, like heartwarming, that like everybody just came together. It took a whole village to do this whole thing, and it got done, and I am mind blown that we even did the entire job. So I'm just so grateful to the whole team, and I really got nothing else to say. Maybe if you have a question about it, I can answer in the comments, but that is all. Thanks.